My Hero Academia, 10 Fastest Pro Heroes, ranked by speed. Even without a speed quirk, a pro hero still needs speed for many reasons, from being able to catch up to villains to arriving on the scene in time. Pro heroes in My Hero Academia are a loosely organized group of warriors who dedicate themselves to safeguarding the world from those who seek to dominate it. They have honed their quirks to near perfection, allowing them to reach levels of power and endurance far beyond the general public. Speed is one of the most essential factors involved in a pro hero's duty, not only because it improves their combat prowess but also because it allows them to reach the scene of disaster with time to spare. Although different characters tend to have different sets of powers, there are a few whose mobility outstrips everyone else's by a massive margin. Warning. Manga spoilers below. 10. Empty Lady's giant form can leap over roads and small buildings. Empty Lady's quirk falls in the transformation category. It turns her into a gigantic version of herself. Her natural strength is proportionally enhanced, and she retains most of her reflexes even after transforming, allowing her to deliver devastating damage with minimal movement. While Empty Lady's speed isn't improved in her giant state, she can technically move faster than most pro heroes, as each of her steps corresponds to hundreds of ordinary-sized steps. 9. Selkie's movements are far superior underwater than on land. Selkie's spotted seal quirk has very few applications away from water bodies, but he prefers to spend most of his time around his namesake's natural habitat anyway. He is able to remain underwater for prolonged durations during particularly deep dives, as well as transmit/receive information by echolocating. Selkie's land speed is negligible, but he's easily one of the fastest swimmers in My Hero Academia, if not the fastest. 8. Edgeshot can transform his body at supersonic speeds. The velocity of Edgeshot's motion is entirely dependent on his anatomical architecture. At any given moment, his quirk can supposedly transform any part of his body at supersonic speeds. While he mainly uses Foldabody for rapid navigation and pinpoint attacks, Edgeshot can redirect his transformation in such a way that it exponentially augments his momentum. In other words, he can take on shapes that improve his overall aerodynamics. 7. Mirko's legs contain enough potential energy to propel her across great distances. Mirko is among the strongest pro heroes in Japan. Her raw strength matches that of several near high-end nomas, if not more. With her rabbit quirk, she is capable of utilizing her lower body to deliver massive blows against her opponents. In one case, she decapitates a Nomu by twisting her legs around its neck. Another benefit of her powerful legs is that they produce enough potential energy to maintain Mirko's speed of movement, even when she's physically restrained. 6. Gran Torino's overpowered jet quirk has declined with age. There may have been a time when Gran Torino was the fastest pro hero alive, especially considering his agility at his current age. His jet manifests as 9 holes on the underside of each foot, openings for blasts of air that propel him at seemingly impossible speed. In fact, Gran Torino has proven that very few people are able to view him clearly while he's in motion, let alone able to catch or pin him down. Both Deku and All Might are in awe of the old man and his quirk. 5. Endeavor's movement is bolstered by several super moves. Endeavor's Hellflame allows him to generate and control fire, a very common quirk, except that it differs from every other fire-based ability in terms of intensity, precision, and degree of control. While Endeavor's core strength, durability, stamina, and reflexes are products of his training regimen, they all help in mastering the nuances of Hellflame. Endeavor's running speed is neither known nor relevant because his roster of super moves grants him sufficient acceleration boosts to overtake most opponents. Star and Stripe can theoretically set a rule to increase her speed. Star and Stripe, a recent introduction in the manga storyline, survives for a few chapters before eventually perishing at the hands of Tomura / All for One. In the time she spends on panel, however, Star displays the incomparable majesty of her quirk, New Order, which basically turns reality into her personal sandbox. She uses one of her 2 rules to bolster her raw strength, leaving another free to modify as per the situation. This implies, at least in theory, that Star can simply order her body to move at a certain speed. 3. Hawk's fierce wings gives him a serious mobility advantage. Hawk's talents are recognized when he's but a small child, so it's not surprising that he grows into an extremely proficient pro hero. His fierce wings has dozens of applications, both great and small. Individual feathers can transport objects and people as well as turn into long-range projectiles for offensive purposes. However, the greatest advantage of Hawk's quirk is the impressive speed that comes with every action he makes, from dodging attacks to offering combat support. It is nigh impossible to outpace Hawk's, at least in the air. 2. Ingenium's quirk revolves entirely around speed. Before his unfortunate meeting with Hero Killer, Stain, Tensei Ida is known as the Turbo Hero, Ingenium, a mantle later carried by his younger brother Tenya. Members of the Ida family are genetically predisposed to Engine, a quirk whose sole purpose is to increase the user's speed of motion. Unlike Tenya, Tensei's Engine is located in his elbow joints, but the resulting effect is practically identical. Ingenium is likely to be as fast as Gran Torino in his prime. 1. All Might in his prime is the fastest character in My Hero Academia. All Might establishes himself as a global icon and the symbol of peace in a country plagued by countless villains, ushering in an era of hope that begins to fray around the start of My Hero Academia. Although his most notable feature is his strength, his speed is unmatched by anyone in the series. Even All for One and Deku in full cowl mode pale before All Might in this respect. Unfortunately, the former #1 hero is incapable of mustering either speed or strength anymore.